Hi, and welcome to Facebook Live. The sisters are in again. I am Marnie Nir, expert coach at Handel Group, and this is my sister, as if you can't tell, Lauren Zander, co-founder and chairwoman of Handel Group. Welcome. Thank you for sending in your questions. Remember, if we ask one of yours, you get $50 off of a private coaching session. So listen to that. For that email, you're going to get one. So send them in, people. All right, topic for today, she doesn't know, is in honor of Halloween, we're doing things that scare you. All right, scary shit, okay? So you can ask, we like buffets here. So you can ask pretty much anything that scares. All right. They say, Lauren, that you attract in a partner all that's unresolved in yourself. Who's they?
Okay, keep going.
Okay, how do you shift that? So someone says that you attract a partner all that's unresolved in yourself. I mean, I guess we say you get you.
No, I mean, like, I really do believe in epigenetics and that the marriage or whatever relationship you grew up with your family, you're reacting to that. And so ideally you're having an evolution of it or a mutation of it, right? So in my life, I'm evolving my mother and father. And funny enough, in my relationship, I'm my father. And David is my mother. But not exactly, but awfully close in many ways. So we more look at it like you get what you're supposed to get, so you evolve, right? And so I don't think you're getting punished or fucked because who you're dating and who you're attracted to and who you want to have a great relationship with has your issues. Those are how you resolve your issues, is by working it out with the person you're with. So what the fear is that you actually will end up with someone like you?
Yes. But anything you're unresolved with, you're getting. Okay. And that's not good news.
What do you think?
I guess the question is, like, what is it you're attracting that you don't like and think it's similar to you? So there's a list of shit you'd like to fix that you're unresolved with that you wouldn't want to go. If you don't want to date you, then sorry.
And then you can, like, so then if you're really upset about that, right? Like, you drink too much. Don't want to date a drinker. Stop drinking, right? You only have one drink. You know, I've met, so when I teach dating rules, I really do get someone to figure out who they are, what they most want through the 3 H's, right? Head, heart, and hoo-ha. Like, you get very clear about what you most want. And then you also get clear about all the real mistakes you've made your whole life about, oh, I pick hoo-ha. Oh, he's hot. He's not that smart, right? Like you like sell out, right? So if you know how you sold out in your past and all the things you don't honor or keep rules that would actually make you happy from your past, you make those mistakes again because you fall for them. So I make a person make a list on how many drinks, what do they do for a living? Do they have children? Like, are you really, what are you okay with and what are you not okay with? So the real answer to what you're saying has two sides. One side is fixing yourself what you're scared to date. Don't want to date a drinker? You're a drinker? Understood. Don't want to date someone who flounders with their career and is never happy? Great, make that rule. And fix yourself in your own career. So I like what it instigates, which is really know your 3 H's, really know the mistakes you've made, really make up a whole new set of rules for yourself, tell them to someone, and then keep those rules so that you don't end up dating exactly what you're scared of coming back. Because you're probably right, it is coming. And then if you're like, well, how do I make sure it doesn't ever show up on my doorstep again? Follow the rules, because then it'll be impossible. So even when they do show up, you'll know how to say, sorry, not taking any.
Yeah, and then back to Lauren's first point of knowing your parents' issues, because anything that's unresolved there kind of repeats over here. Coming back. So the good news is everyone's in your life perfectly, even if it's imperfectly, for the right reason that you need to go learn. Okay?
Okay. Long answer for trying to figure out.
Hope that's what you meant. That's what you got. All right. My grandma is getting old and I want to know more about her life. However, I feel like asking her these questions are going to make her think about death too much. How do I approach this conversation?
Funny enough, we're about to do a week. What are we doing on Sunday, Marnie?
We're having a death dinner.
I guess
that's not that funny.
We're literally every last question you would never want to, do you unplug them? Do you cremate them? Do you, what else is in there? What do you do with all the money? What do you do with all the healthcare? Where does everybody live? Do you want this? Does it, you get sick? Like every last question. So the way a human, or all of us, refuse to think that we can handle real questions that are hard to answer, I find a real lie, right? People really do know what they like in bed. People really can talk about sex. They don't, but it doesn't mean that it's horrifying. So the way you're wiping on your grandmother that she can't handle these conversations is pretending that, when she's 77, she's not thinking about that. No, that's what a 12-year-old isn't, right? Like, I'm 49, not so much yet, right? But my mother, 82, 83, better talk about it now. So one, I think you're wrong. And, but you can ask your grandmother, like, I have some questions about your past and about things I want to know, but I don't want to upset you. I don't want you to think about things you don't want to think about unless you're willing to and you actually want to. So can I tell you kind of a gist of the things I want to ask you about, and you tell me if you're willing to talk about those things once? Maybe we'll go out for lunch, have a couple cocktails, and talk about those 5 questions I want to ask you. Are you open to that, or do you think it would mess with you, Grandma? Want to bet she says no? And yes, because really people do want to share themselves. And the older you get, the more you don't feel important. And so wanting to know all of this is an act of love and making her very important. And it's a deep amount of respect. And it's connecting the dots between you and her in honor of her, for you. So it lets her help you. She will love it. Try it.
Yeah, I don't have much more, like any hard conversation, we teach people in interview how to have a hard conversation. You're creating the context first. And by creating the context, it means like outing your bigger fear, right? First, it's like, oh my God, I love you so much. I don't want to do this. I want to know more about you, but I don't want you to think about death. While we're having this, I really just want you to feel loved, and you're getting older, and I don't, like, your memory sucks, my memory sucks, right? 54, you should ask me that. So there's parts of that, of just set it up beautifully and see how she is.
And if she says no, she's a grown-up. She'll say no. Yeah. Just make it really easy for her to say no. Like, I have a bunch of questions. I'm scared to ask them. See what Marnie just said. This is the gist of the questions. Do you think that would upset you or make you think about things you don't want to think about? Yes or no? And I will only go there if you want to, because I want to.
Yeah, I set this, so I sent all the questions to my parents for this Sunday's dinner. And it was so hard. Like, I had to really grow up writing the questions. And then I had to set them up with, like, I could really do this piecemeal, but I really, like, what the fuck? We should all just grow up about this. So, and what's been helping me grow up about this is the John Irving quote from GARP about, like, we're all terminal cases. No. Right? And then if I can sit in that, like Castaneda, I can sit and, like, wait a minute, we're all fucking dying. We all need to grow up. I need to know this world is fucking wild and precarious. Like, what the fuck? Ask all your questions now. Who the fuck wants to regret anything not asked? So, grow up, which I said to myself as I hit send, hoping he would write a meme about that.
And I don't even understand why anyone's so upset about it.
It was all fine. It's cute. It's the right time to have the conversations with your parents, with your grandparents. It's the right time for your kids to have it with you. Like, not because you're planning on dying anytime soon, but who the fuck knows?
And just so you know, a heavy conversation with your grandmother about what happened when she was fill in the blank is not going to put her over the edge. Okay. No, if someone wants to die, they're on their way. You're not really, like, do you think you're in charge? Unless you kill yourself, you're not really in charge of the day or the time or how it goes. Okay.
Yeah. And you know, my mother was so relieved. As much as she was horrified, she was relieved that we were having this conversation, because the truth is she doesn't know the answers from my dad, and he's, 82 also. And should he drop tomorrow, Like, what the fuck? She should know. She has no idea. Plug or no plug, feeding tube. She knows nothing. So
Marnie, they've only been together 60 years.
We're all such weirdos about this. And it's inevitable. We're all terminal. See John Irving. Okay. All righty. I need to fire my music manager, but he's an old friend. Oh. It's not personal, it's business. How do I maintain a relationship?
Wow. Okay. I can't pretend that might not go badly for you, right? So, yeah. You're not happy. Here's what I would tell you to do. Because it's your friend, you have to give a warning. Like, if you want to keep the friendship, you would do it more like this. John, Susan, right? I've been disappointed at our work. Like, I haven't been that happy with our work together. I love you madly as my friend, but I feel like it's helping. It's like letting me not demand more from you. And I feel like I'm screwing up on what I need for my career and what I need from someone to do. So, and I haven't been telling you what I want. I haven't been more demanding. I'm like hoping you'll figure it all out without me. So first I want to apologize. I haven't been telling you I've been unhappy for years, months, weeks, right? Whatever it really is, ever since these results didn't come out and you said they would, and then you didn't come up with a new plan. Like, so I have a list on you and I want to let you know the list on you. And then really, I want to tell it to you. I want to apologize for not talking to you about it sooner. And then I want to hear what you want to do about it, and how we should proceed, right? Or if you're mad at me and you're not that happy yourself, with working with me, so maybe you have a list on me too. So why don't we have a much bigger conversation about fixing this or ending it, and really making sure that no matter what happens, we are friends forever, because I love what you've provided for me. I know how much you've given me. I know this, but given the last year, 2 years, 3 years, X, Y, and Z, therefore we really need to deal with it. And it's all my fault I haven't brought it up with you. It's basically my notes for having a difficult conversation where you take responsibility for everything you haven't been saying, and that you don't say it, you haven't been, right? You say it like, I haven't told you that I've been watching and seeing it this way. And what do you think about this? Like, you offer your upset so that they have a chance to really think about it. And maybe you're actually wrong. But what about this? What about this? How about that? Like, they really, you might be surprised and you might be wrong. And either way, what happens is you start to set the stage for maybe breaking up, but you give them a chance to come back, go, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to fix it. You hear the plan. You go, I love that plan. That's great. I hate that. Like, oh no, I don't think or you negotiate the plan. Or if you're then unhappy with the plan, you then go, you know what? I'm not that happy with this plan either, right? What happens if I want to be your best, I want to be best of friends, but I want to kind of change what I'm doing. I want something different, and I haven't even figured it out. Are we allowed, if I ended with you, will you never forgive me? Now, if you say that, it's over, and you may or may not get forgiven. So do not push that button unless the plan that he comes back with or she comes back with really does suck. But what you would do is you would give them a chance to come up with a plan, negotiate the plan, do either great or lame at the plan. And then if it's lame, then you break up after you create a timeline, like he promised in 6 months, X, Y, and Z would happen. Only X happened. That's not okay with you. Hey, I told you we would reevaluate. Here we are. I want you to know I'm leaving. And I love you. And thank you for going for it. If you just say, I'm unhappy and I don't, and I want to keep our friendship, but I don't want to keep you as a manager without letting them fix it, that will make you an asshole who doesn't appreciate everything they did do for you. And you just want more now, and they're not delivering, and you think you can get better elsewhere, right? To them, it'll sound like, I want a cuter, hotter wife, right? No, that's not nice.
If it's true, then at least you're going to take the hit for being the asshole.
Right.
And you lost the friendship. And you lost the friendship probably a while ago in all the shit you hadn't been saying. So no matter what, you owe an apology for all the shit. And every time you were upset and when you first decided that he or she wasn't that cute anymore. And we're done. Right?
Yeah. And don't forget, new managers, like the grass is greener somewhere else. The only thing you will know you'll be having is more children, right? Like, yeah, right. It's there's what comes with anything new, and you're assuming that new is better, and it's a lot of work. And so if you have a great relationship where a lot of results have been produced between you and your manager, it really deserves a chance to get fixed because you communicate everything you're upset about. And then if it then can't get fixed, it makes sense why you would break up. But you really have to come clean.
Yeah. And if you already blew it, you owe an apology. So in interview, there is how to have a hard conversation, very important module. There is also one on laundry lists, because that's what you've collected. So from the time you were disappointed with your manager, you've been collecting. And the minute you start to collect, it just amasses.
And don't forget that there's a session on traits, and you're having a trait called everyone needs to be happy around you so you don't bear bad news, right? You're a silver lining aholic, right? And so until it's really bad, you haven't said a word. So there's a lot to learn about yourself, on why you're tolerating or what you could have done to make it better. And so this is a chance to kind of get educated on you so that you can really, in the new year, in the next, that you really are fixing your business, because you have every right to be happy with your manager also.
Amen. Amen. All righty. Mm-hmm. All right, we got a biggie here. I need to tell my parents that I'm gay. I think they already know on some level.
Never met parents who didn't.
As parents, hello. And I think they'd be fine with it. I just don't know how to confirm it or bring it up without it becoming this huge conversation.
Okay. You owe a huge conversation. You need to come out, which is an act of being true to yourself. And the only person ashamed of being gay, sorry to tell you, is you. Because, and then I really do think the world's a fucked up place and people react, but did you hear what you said? You think your parents already know, and you don't think it's going to be a problem for them. So who's the problem for? And then you go, I want to have a big conversation. Okay, it's called grow up, please. Big conversations, like death is coming. Big conversations are coming for the rest of your life. So leaning in on getting good at them. See inner you on how, but sir, right? It's great to have that intimacy, and how you will feel after the big conversation will be profound, right? And obviously you're awkward about it, and so are they, because they didn't bring it up, you didn't bring it up, they're thinking you should bring it up, and that they don't want to make you feel uncomfortable sexually and embarrass you or before you're ready. It really is on you to bring up I'm gay and be proud of it. So the bigger point is, and just so you know, the other illusion you've invented is that it's like this, how long do you think he thought that conversation might take? Like 45 minutes? An hour and a half?
As if the awkward parents even wanted to go much longer, let alone you.
Ready? Right? The whole thing will take 7.5 minutes. You're talking like big conversation, 7.5 minutes. They're not going to be like, when did you know? Even if that's like, if they're ballsy enough, they'll be like, when did you know? How long has it been? Who have you been with? Like, honey, whole thing done.
The time you've been avoiding it is so much longer than the conversation will ever last. It's kind of cute.
Okay. So really, you need to make a promise that you will confess that you have been scared to tell them. Congratulations for admitting you're scared to tell them. I'm sure if you wrote it into us, you're like, pressure me. Consider yourself pressured. Okay. Everyone already knows you're gay. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with being gay. Why are you so weird? Right? So make it about you. Make it, I'm sorry I never told you. And I've just been uncomfortable, and I don't think you're going to be bad about it or anything like that. So guys, this is that moment. It's October 31st, Halloween, right? And I'm coming and be proud of yourself. Okay. And just give yourself a deadline and have the big conversation. And then please send in how long it actually took.
So long.
48 seconds, right? I'm betting under 15 minutes. Okay. And then free for the rest of your life. Okay. So congratulate. I know how hard it is. I've been through this with many people, and it's a privilege, especially when you don't think your parents are devout Christians who are going to be very upset that you're going to hell. Right. So this is not that. So come on.
Yeah. And one of the prettiest things that I love Lauren, talks about with the next generation and your parents, that you really, the next generation, you are here to teach them, right? So if you're the iPhone 20 and they're the rotary phone, you're here to go teach them how to have this conversation, not vice versa, right? So I promise you, yes, awkward about telling them, was given birth by awkward parents, but you're here to go teach them communication and intimacy and being free to be yourself. So they're perfectly picked for you, and go teach them. Teach them, help us. As parents, it's your job, please. Okay, I think we're done. We got a wrap up from Tatiana over there. So what we want to go do is we want to talk about interview a little bit, because one, we had fun talking about it last time. Interview, if you don't know, and we've been talking about it a bunch, is our online coaching course. We love it. It's Lauren's entire method. It's you get to listen to it. You get to do it on your own time, wherever you are, in your car, listen and do it. It takes you through everything, really, from writing dreams to having awkward, hard conversations. And today we get to offer it, just like we did last time, for half off. So for the next 24 hours, if you use the Sisters Are In code, Sisters Are In 325, you get interview for $325. Did I miss anything?
My favorite, so I have been making all of so first of all, what I am, 1 hour with me is more than all of interview costs, okay? Full price. So what I do is I now have my clients just go listen, not do all the homework. They do all the homework and we review all the homework in our sessions, but I have them listen to everything. And it's brilliant because I had to make it perfect and condensed in 20 minutes, so you all will pay attention, and do it. So even if you've been coaching with us, this is a way to, one, meet, so first of all, there's Zoom classes, we're leading master classes. You get everything that happens in our interview world for free, which is a buddy. You get a buddy, everyone needs a buddy. And I recommend practicing on a buddy that you develop relationships with. So you make new friends, it's just an entirely fun world and everyone's having a ball. So I advise you to jump in because it's half price and then it's yours for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and it comes with a promise tracker too. So there's a promise tracker that you can put your promises in, and it syncs with your calendar. We've gotten so smart at this, thank God.
That's it.
And wait a minute, and then when you finish the first 3 modules, you get a free private coaching session, which again, for $320, you have no idea. It's bargain basement, and I love a good deal.
And if you grew up in New York in the 70s, we make fun of ourselves that we are Crazy Eddie. Right? The only thing we've ever been Crazy Eddie about is interview because it rocks and it's really cheap and we don't have anything like that in our jurisdiction. Yeah. All right. So happy weekend, people.
Happy weekend, Sisters.
24 hours. Yeah. Crazy Eddie.
All right. Do it. Until the next one. Bye. Bye.